Sticky, bitch. What's up, y'all? Welcome to MVP Podcast.
Welcome. How you guys doing?
I am Shiloh, aka the nigga who started the Megan Thee Stallion Father Figure Challenge. I don't know if you've seen it, but it is a delight. They got her slowed down. You know that song, I Will Be Your
Yes, it is delightful. I watched it
I don't know who started it, why
times.
it started, but I'm glad that it's here.
It is delightful. 11 times I watched it.
Yeah.
I am Chelsea, a.k.a. the stick-up kid. Ain't never gonna not be. So here we are.
She ain't never changing that. One day she gonna change it and we're gonna be like, whoa.
What's up, y'all? Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So it's time for Queer Cheers.
Woo!
We wanted to do something. We wanted to do something last week, actually, that we missed, but we wanted to check it out, and we missed it. It was an exhibit for an amazing filmmaker. Her name is Michelle Parkinson. She's a writer. She's a performance artist. She's a filmmaker. And she's had a career that has spanned 5 decades, which is huge.
Huge.
She was part of a wave of new Black cinema in the early 1980s that bucked Hollywood stereotypes. And I love anytime the word bucked is used because that's serious, okay?
That's serious.
Let's get bucked, don't get bucked, like all of it. So
she kind of like the Black lesbian Spike Lee.
Was doing it. She created authentic, nuanced stories about Black life, which for her included a focus on the stories of Black lesbians like her and like us. The majority of her films are documentaries through which she has continuously explored her curiosity about Black women who define their own criteria for success in their particular art form. And Shiloh, you love documentaries.
I do. I actually want to make one eventually, but I'm mad I missed this because I didn't really know who she was. Yeah. I haven't seen her things. So I really wanted to go and support. It just didn't work out scheduling wise because it was only for 2 days that they showcased her. But I was like, damn, we definitely need to shout her out because she's not somebody that I was familiar with. You know, like I know cinema, like I know Cheryl Dunn from back in the day, Watermelon Woman, and like these people that kind of Black lesbian people that you didn't see often in filmmaking that actually broke through because it's hard for us to break through sometimes. But she definitely needs her queer cheers.
Yeah, it definitely needs her cheers. So shout out to her. So shout out to Michelle Parkinson. Queer cheers.
Queer cheers. Shout out to you.
We
giving you your flowers. Vibe check.
Vibe check. What's up this week?
What's up? What's going on with you?
I'm cool this week. Couple of things. Back home, just mom is going through a couple of things and coming out of a surgery that was not too complex, thankfully. So she's doing good. So shout out to my mom.
Shout out to Miss Leslie.
Yeah. I wish I was back there with her,
Healing
but everything is good. Yes.
Sent
Thank
her
you.
way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So she's doing good. Other than that, life is good. It wasn't too crazy of a week. So I'm chilling and looking forward to a couple of things later this month. But this week was actually pretty chill.
Okay.
How about you?
I signed up for a marathon and I don't know what the fuck I just got myself into.
Have you ever run a
marathon? No. I ran a 5K drunk one time. I was hungover. I was still drunk when I ran that 5K, and I think what's a 5K, like 3.5 miles?
It is.
I'm running half a marathon, not a full marathon, but half a marathon.
Okay.
I signed up with Nike LA through I'm part of a tennis club, Toomey Tennis Club. Shout out to y'all. Love what they're doing over there, but they recently collabed with Nike LA, and so they were like, oh, we're doing a half marathon, and my girl Shayna, who's over to me, was like, I'm doing it, you should do it, and other people were saying, and I was like, nigga, I hate running, but what really sold me, let me tell you 2 things that sold me. It's the day before my birthday.
Okay.
June 7th.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to be feeling on my actual birthday after I run this shit. I didn't think of that before I signed up.
Right.
So I'm probably going to be dead to the world on my birthday.
It's going to have to be an easy birthday.
But
light.
But it was the date of it made me kind of be like, oh, that would be something cool to accomplish before my birthday.
Yeah.
And then they said, Doechii is performing at the end of the fucking marathon.
Oh, so she gonna be at the finish line.
So, bitch, I'm running to Doechii. I'm running.
You know,
and let me tell you something. I'm taking back that I'm marrying Issa. Fuck, marry, kill. I said that I would fuck.
You
Doechii.
did say that.
I'm marrying Doechii. Fuck the age difference.
She's
way mature for her age.
You changed your mind.
I changed my mind.
So you're getting divorced.
I'm getting divorced from Issa. We fucked though. So like now I'm marrying Doechii. I don't even know what I was thinking. I think it was the age that got in my head.
Okay. Well,
anyway, I'm running a half marathon to Doechii.
Okay. I think you're allowed to change your mind that quickly. So it's kind of like you didn't even get married. You get an annulment real quick. The funny thing about you saying that is I was about to ask you, did one of the reasons why you signed up involve a girl?
Shorty.
And it sure did. It sure did. So that's hilarious.
That's the Shiloh.
That's hilarious.
Lover girl.
Well, I'm going to be there rooting you on. I think that's dope.
I'm nervous as fuck. I haven't even started. I haven't been running. My stamina isn't even there. Like the cardio, I do more strength training than I do cardio training. So it's about to be, at least I got 94. It's like 90 something days.
Yeah.
I go to my first meeting about it tomorrow. We'll see if I punk out or not.
My cardio is like horizontal, but
well, look, now the stamina there don't ever slack. Let me tell you, there's motivation there. We could hours, you know what I'm saying?
If that was the
running
event, but
vertically,
yeah, you got this though. Your people gonna be there cheering you on. But I think that's dope.
There might be another shorty that's
cool. Okay.
Anyway,
that's cool.
So that went on my. Hey, did you see that Honora swept the Oscars?
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the same Honora
that we watched on Galentine's Day?
Yes. Okay, so crazy. So when we saw the movie on Valentine's Day, I know we talked about it on the podcast, and we already told everybody to go see it. So
it was wild. It was a great story.
Wild. So if you guys still have not seen it after it swept. It was crazy.
Best picture, she won Best Actress over Demi and Cynthia. It won Best Director, Best Editing.
I don't care what nobody say. She deserves all the awards.
She played that fucking role.
She played the shit out of that role. That movie was so good.
Man, and she had to do a lot of things that as an actor, I don't even know
range.
I don't know if I could be that vulnerable. Speaking of vulnerability.
Listen, she left it all on the table.
She didn't leave no crumbs,
She left it all on the table. And whoever she got chosen,
Mickey Madison, that's her name.
Look for her because
first thing she ever really did, and she won a fucking Oscar.
Good
that's
for her.
Wild.
Good for her. Straight out the gate.
Come on, that's what MVP gonna do.
Straight out the gate.
Straight out the gate.
I want to see her audition tape because I know the audition tape was probably crazy for them to be like her. We need her.
Yo, when you have that many
sex
scenes, I wonder what you actually have to do in your audition. Honestly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not of that world, but it would just be interesting to see what was in that tape that made them choose her. But anyway, she deserves all of it. Congratulations to her.
Congrats to Nora. They were, people didn't expect them to do what they did, but we saw it and really enjoyed it. We enjoyed that movie. Yeah, it was fire. It was fire.
Yeah, that's cool. Wait, so Blac Chyna, you remember Blac Chyna?
I sure do.
Blac Chyna.
She has rebranded as Angela.
She is rebranding herself.
She is Angela White, baby, and I'm here for it.
Okay. I think each one of us, though, is allowed to rebrand ourselves, right?
I think so, too.
All the time, as many times as we want.
Or need to.
That's right.
And I think she needed it. She became sober.
Yeah, I don't want to say this, but she needed a little rebranding. But she rebranded herself, Angela White, and she's got 900 days sober. So shout out to sobriety.
Shout out to sobriety. Yeah. When you know that that's something that you need and you do that shit, it's not easy. 900 days, that is nothing to sneeze at. And shout out to her for just going with what she knows she needed to do for herself.
It's not easy to do. It is not easy to do. I have not been drinking, as you know.
Yeah.
And I will be this month in about a week and a half. I'll be at like 200 and some odd days.
Yo, shout out to you, Chels. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. You feel different. So I'm 900 days. And we got to see the crazy thing I think about, for whatever reason, each of us chooses sobriety or chooses not to drink or whatever the reasons are. I think specifically for Miss Angela White, we got to see her life play out before our eyes. A lot of those moments that she had that weren't her finest moments, we got to witness. And to see, some of her moments that she probably wasn't proud of has got to be devastating. And imagine some of our moments that,
yeah, when you look back, I'm sure in a sober mindset too, and you see yourself, I'm sure you feel like you're looking at somebody else. And it's like, and you gotta, and stare things. I had a conversation with a good friend. We were talking about what it is to sit in your emotions, to sit in pain, to sit in things totally sober is it's different. You can't run from it. You can't escape from it. You can't distract yourself from it. You have to sit with it. And that's the part that people don't, when you start to try to better yourself and go to therapy and all those things, it involves really hard work. And that hard work that people always talk about is really just sitting with yourself and staring shit straight down and dealing with it.
Yeah. I will say that I think that's the toughest part is that self-reflection, whether you do it sober or you know, whether you choose sobriety as a lifestyle or not. I think self-reflection is just difficult anyway when you're really doing it the right way. And it's tough 100% if you're doing it. But I think the other thing that's fun, or that I've found really interesting and fun about sobriety, is like you get a lot of firsts again. Like first date sober, where like we're not meeting for drinks or drinks like that. Your first time that you're doing a lot of these things now, like sober, game nights, sober, this, sober. So in that regard, it's like, it's been really interesting because it's like, oh, you can really enjoy shit, y'all, without alcohol. That's crazy. Or, you know, really find a lot of fun and enjoyment and a lot of things that maybe in your mind you didn't even think was, you probably haven't thought about it before because you've always just had a drink.
Yeah, had a drink
with it, or
you're high,
whatever,
or whatever your vice is.
Yeah, house parties and get-togethers and all that stuff. So shout out to her. Congratulations, Miss Angela White.
So
do we just not call her Black China anymore?
No,
Black China is done.
She is Angela White.
Cool.
It's done. It sounds like Black China is a dead name to her.
I love it.
I'm a follow suit and respect it and respect her and put some respect on her name, because you know a lot of people like to when you down and when you doing all the things that aren't your finest moments, people love to put that on the spotlight.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean,
they not putting this
clicky.
on the spotlight.
It's clicky. Yeah, for sure. I mean, people love a train wreck.
True.
They love a train wreck. So congratulations.
Yo, speaking of, we were talking about Paradise last week and Presley's braids. Did you hear this news about the toxicity of braiding hair?
I heard something about it, and then I think I just shut down.
I bet.
What else, y'all?
What else?
Come on now.
Summer's coming up.
You
mean to tell me all the black films can't put the braids in their head no more?
What else? So, because at first it was like the relaxers. You couldn't put no more lye. I mean, we already knew that was bad, but you really couldn't put no more lye on your head. Now you're telling me the braiding hair we've been using is cancerous
causing.
Come on.
And not just like a little bit.
Like all of it.
Like it's some real toxic things in there. I don't know all the specifics of the
They released the reports?
Yeah, there was there are a few people that have like broke it down and was just like, yeah, y'all, this is serious and it's bad.
Man. Listen.
I hate that for us. I hate that for my black friends. I love to see the black friends with their braids.
Listen, well, I don't think we're gonna stop wearing braids. You know, we're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get the right braiding hair for y'all.
There's a woman, her name is Diane Valentine. Don't you just love that name? It just sounds like love. Diane Valentine.
I love that.
She has a braiding hairline. It's called Slay. Very apropos. She recently sent out some information. Her braiding hair is not toxic and it's by a black woman. So
let's go.
Check it out. Diane Valentine. Hair company is called Slay.
Hey.
A couple of Y's in it too.
Let us know if you get it and you use it and it's good.
Yeah.
So
shout
that
out.
You know, because we haven't used it.
We'll link it. We'll link the website.
There you go.
We'll link the website.
Let's go. I love that.
All right. Paradise.
We saw the ending.
How'd you feel? They did the season finale.
They did.
It's a wrap.
They did. Spoiler alert. This is your time to tune out for a sec.
Turn it off.
We're trying to give you the courtesy. First of all, okay, I don't know. It's kind of like they one-upped the villain. Sinatra isn't.
She might not be the baddest one
in there.
She might not. Let me tell you something, okay? There's so many things that happened in the episode. First of all, we found out who killed the president. So we needed to wrap that up. That has been wrapped up, sealed with the bow. We didn't even know that was coming out of left. That came out of left.
All the way. And I loved the backstory that they gave of the wives and the reason.
Love it. Yeah. You know I love a good time jump. They jumped all the way back, baby. Okay? So we found out who killed the president.
And pause. Did you see how the mountain city was built on brown and black people?
It was on the backs of brown and black people, per usual.
So annoying. I'm so annoyed. I was so annoyed by it.
And didn't care if we died.
Didn't care if we died. And actually the white man that was trying to be an ally got locked out and was like, wait, y'all just gonna let him die? And they was like, yeah, we are.
That part. So found out who killed the president. Fast forward though, he's still got to find Presley. He's still got to find his daughter.
Right.
And he's got to find out if his wife is alive somewhere, whether she's in Atlanta or somewhere else. Now through all of this, he gets Sinatra. First of all, y'all, he's headed back to Sinatra. He's going to find her in her little office, and he has to get checked before he enters to make sure he doesn't have any weapons.
Right.
And he goes, "I'm good, y'all. Come on, I'm not gonna go up in there and do nothing crazy. I'm clean. I just want to talk to her. Now we've heard that line before, he lifted up his shirt. He looked like he didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing, y'all. They thought he was good. They let him in. Presley, Sinatra said, I didn't mean for this to go so wrong. Presley might not be okay. She's actually not okay.
She's not okay. She's with somebody who's possibly worse than me.
He held his head and started crying, and I felt for him because we at this moment did not know if Presley was okay.
Baby.
And we were like, you did not kill that man's daughter. Because if you killed that man's daughter.
We knew she didn't kill that man's daughter. We knew that didn't happen. We knew that wasn't going down.
But the way he was handling it initially.
Absolutely.
I was like, he's about to jump at her throat.
No.
And he held his head
swiftly
and crouched down like he was going to fall out.
Crouching tiger, hidden sterling.
Tiger, hidden sterling. He came up with a gun.
So swift.
Bam.
So swift.
It was so smooth. It was
that
so
shit was
smooth.
Smooth criminal.
Let me tell you something. I rewinded that about the same amount of times I watched Megan Thee Stallion's video, about 11 times. I kept doing pop, 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 pop. I was like, I couldn't believe how smooth he did it.
No, it was great. And as part of me, it gave, like, I was like, okay, this is about to be a moment because she's saying that his daughter. And as an actor, I was like, ooh, that's a moment. That's a hard moment. And then I started to feel it. Something in me was like, oh no, he acting. It's like acting inside of acting. You know what I'm saying? It's a play in a play.
Inception. It's an acting inception, a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream.
Right.
But the way Sinatra gasped, it was the first time I think that I saw her feel like, I don't have control of the situation.
Yeah.
And I said, Sinatra, you don't, girl.
You don't, bitch. You don't fucked with the wrong
over. Because if it's not over for you in this moment, believe me, it's over for you.
Right time, wrong one.
It's over.
Who said that? Kendrick? Ain't that what he said? Right time, wrong one.
So when he had the gun on her, but when I heard the third pop and it wasn't from his gun, I said, who in there?
Right. Yeah, man. It's wild out here. And do you know that it was, I don't know her, but Nadra, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but she is a writer friend of a writer friend, but Black woman who wrote that finale.
So good.
Loved it.
So good. I just didn't expect it. It was a great surprise at the end. I just did not.
She wrote that shit.
Did not expect it.
I did not expect that shit. So now I'm curious.
Well done.
I'm curious. I mean, they left us with a pretty big cliffhanger. There's a lot to be resolved.
And you know what, Sinatra? You should have gave her the we.
You should have gave.
She said it. She said it's gonna be a long recovery.
Is she okay though? Like, is she okay?
She's mentally disturbed.
Yeah.
Because you could have shot her anywhere. You shot her in the middle. You shot her in the jugular.
Was it the throat? It was
straight
the
throat.
She was
straight. She wasn't gargling even. Was she even gargling? I don't even know if she could gargle. At that point, I was just like, you didn't have to do all of that. Now
I was like, you're not even gonna shoot her in the knee.
Like, she didn't give. I think she did it on purpose because of the weed. I think she said I could have shot you.
But it's like she could have really died, and then you wouldn't have had her. So like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna need you. This is gonna be a long recovery. Are you sure she's gonna recover? Like,
Yeah,
I
was
shot
like,
her in the throat, nigga.
You
like,
don't
what?
care.
She don't care. And then they showed her playing her weed.
There
she's
is
not
somebody
okay.
bad in this Sinatra.
Yeah, she's worse than Sinatra because it's like care. You are not mentally stable at all.
She killed her boyfriend, stood over him, and said,
"Stood over."
They did get the biggest one.
At least we know that Sinatra's pain comes from somewhere. I don't think she has any pain, empathy, anything.
We don't know her story yet, but it can't be. I mean, she's young. It can't be. I mean, how bad could it be?
Right? How bad? What did you go through?
What life have you led there? You're a young baby.
To this, you are cold blooded. Like,
well done, Paradise.
We
will be tuning in for season 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Last week we were talking about the man and the urine and the peeing, but it had me thinking about. Is that something that he could apologize for?
Wait a minute.
Because listen.
Is this how we wrapping up Vibe Check?
I want to know, apologies are due, but is that something that you can apologize for? What kind of things can you bounce back from with an apology? Is that why not?
It's not repairable. You pissed in my food repeatedly. And in my coffee and like the trust is gone. So I don't think that ain't it. We are not professionals, but in fact, regular OG lesbians with life experience who are trying our best to grow and put emotional maturity, vulnerability, and consideration of others at the forefront of our actions. Listen to us at your own risk, because who gave these hoes mics?
Topic of the week. I think there are things that require some repair and that require apologies. But apologies matter. So
absolutely, apologies matter. I think.
How do you begin to rebuild, and repair trust? Because that really is the issue that happened in this last relationship. Is that?
Yeah, I think for me, that particular circumstance, I think, is beyond repair and beyond apology. I think he can say. Well, let me say this: he can apologize, but I think that I wouldn't want a relationship with him any longer. I don't need a relationship with you. So I don't necessarily know if it's going to be, you can apologize, but the damage is done. And I think there is no repair.
It's all the way done.
It's all the way done for me. I mean, for weeks you're peeing in my things because you wanted to do something that I said no to. So it's like you don't respect me beyond you've stepped clearly beyond my boundaries and didn't give a fuck. And you were very selfish in that regard, so much so that you wanted something so bad that you would cause harm to me in a way that maybe didn't physically cause harm. I didn't get sick, but
it could be physically harm. I don't think that drinking someone else's urine, not even your own, I don't think that's not harmful.
Yeah, exactly. So I think in that regard, that particular instance is beyond repair. But I think
sorry, it's just not going to cut it.
No.
Okay.
No. Would it for you?
No. Yeah. No. You're not even getting far enough in the house to apologize.
Right.
The number's blocked. Everything. I don't even know how you would even apologize. You have to send a pigeon. Ain't no way. So I don't know how you would apologize.
Yeah, but in regards to, I think that's a really good topic of apologies and where do you go from there? Like, where do you go when when both parties do want to repair a relationship and it kind of starts with an apology. And then I think behavior change is what follows that apology.
Yeah.
And both people wanting to do the work to repair the relationship.
Well, let's do this. Have you ever? It's funny because I think of you've heard a half-ass apology before.
Yes.
I'm sure you've given some
half-ass apologies.
Yeah.
I think half-ass apologies. I either do no apology or I do a genuine apology. I don't think I do half-ass.
I will admit I have done some half-ass apologies in my past. I think a half-ass apology comes from my own unwillingness to understand your side. I'm really not trying to understand where you're coming from because I really don't even think you're right. I don't think I really did anything wrong. So I'm saying sorry just off the strength of stop beefing. Like, stop, quiet down.
So that is a half-ass.
Pipe down. Yeah, it's half-ass apology. 100%.
Yeah.
But again, back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the reason also had me thinking, I love Tracee Ellis Ross, you know this. Mm-hmm. So she has this movie out with Dakota Johnson, and Tracee Ellis Ross is a performing artist. She's a singer, and Dakota is her kind of like assistant. And Tracee is, she's a little high maintenance, as some artists are. And nearing the end of the movie, she said some foul shit to Dakota, who plays I think her name is Maggie in the movie. She said some foul shit. So this is Tracee's attempt at apologizing, and I started laughing because I'm like, oh, this sounds like
you.
Oh man.
Oh no.
I may not have said some things that could have hurt someone's feelings. And for that, I forgive myself.
Oh, yeah. No, I forgive
myself. Is that an apology? Absolutely not. No, it wasn't.
That's wild, actually. Get away from me, you H-Dub. What? If somebody ever stepped to me with an apology, just shut up. Just don't even say nothing else.
I mean, obviously that's on the dramatic end, but you could tell, she was, that scene, you could tell clearly she was half joking, but you could also tell it was hard for her to say that she's sorry. You could clearly tell it was hard for her to say she's sorry. She probably also hasn't had to apologize to a lot of people, because in her circle, in her camp, she's got a lot of people that's just saying yes to her all day long.
Sure.
But it made me laugh because I remember how hard in the past it would be for me to simply say, I'm sorry.
And mean it.
Yeah, and really be sorry.
Yeah.
What's a real apology to you? Like, what does it need to, what do you?
Now, I would say I think I was similar to you in my 20s. I'm a Gemini. We like to be right. And when we're not right, it's really hard for us to say we're wrong. But most of the times we be right. But
You see?
But I remember it used to cause strife a little bit in one of my relationships of like, I didn't know how to say I was wrong. And
I think that was my hardest part too. It was the accountability part of it, the taking responsibility.
But you know what has made that easier in my maturity is actually having empathy for the people that I care about. Like, I love the people around me and I care about them. And so if I've hurt them or I've done something that has made it's really about the impact to them.
Right.
And so I think my empathy has grown, and I don't need to be right all the time. And I'm able, and I don't think there's a right and wrong in all that. I've also learned that somebody isn't always right and somebody's always wrong.
And doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. It could be two people that have 2 point of views that's just what it is. It's not a right or a wrong situation. And I think the more I realized that, it was like, oh, you just have a different perspective. I have a different perspective. But at the end of the day, I did something that hurt you or made you feel some type of way. And for that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it became.
You could just be sorry.
You could just be sorry.
And when I don't know what that comes from. I mean, I do. I've talked to my therapist about it. But, but that's what it felt like. It felt very, it felt very much like I was giving, I was giving you a piece of my vulnerability that allowed. Access to some softness in me that I wasn't really prepared to show. And so
that's real.
And I'm sorry was not an I'm sorry to me, and I'm sorry gave you access to
me being vulnerable.
My heart. It was a lot more than that. So when it's like that, then it's like, it's really hard for me to take responsibility for some shit that I said.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds nuts saying it now.
People operating like that.
Yes, absolutely. And people still operate like that.
Yeah, because I think, we build up these defenses and these walls, especially when you've grown up the way, we both had really hard childhoods. And so I think growing up the way that we grew up too fast. We had to have a lot of survival mode type of defenses.
Protection, 100%.
And I think as we've grown out of those and we're not in those modes, we've evolved out of those modes, right? And so now we have to grow with that. And what that means is you do have to become more vulnerable, more soft, more empathetic,
It's
more
like the
caring.
shedding of skin. It's almost like the shedding of your exoskeleton. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so yeah, real apologies versus. So when I heard that on the movie, I was like, that's what I sounded like.
You know what? If somebody stepped to me, I'd be like, you know what? You good. You can keep it. You can keep
because that was just a waste of time.
That
you
was a waste
your time,
of my time. Right. But there are some things that, I have been in situations where people have been like, I just don't agree with you. And I don't think I did anything wrong. And probably it's somebody I don't care too much about.
Yeah.
Because that's the only time you're going to catch me. If it's somebody I care about, I'm going to hear you and I'm going to be empathetic to it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say I'm sorry for whatever I did that hurt you. Whether I thought it was in the right or wrong or whatever, it's really just about how I've made somebody feel, I think.
Yeah. I still kind of will hear it here and there, like apologies that kind of sound like, not coming from my mouth, of course, because I'm involved, but like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It's like, oh, don't apologize like that.
Right.
Like, come on, don't do that, because you don't have to ever be sorry that I feel away. Don't ever be sorry I feel away. So it's like we just gotta learn how to do.
I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. That's the part they want to dip.
Sorry you feel like that.
They want to dip out on the accountability of
100%.
It's like, oh, that's on you.
But it feels like
that way.
It feels like gaslighting. Like don't do that. I'm sorry you feel like that. No, you made. Granted, I take full responsibility of how I feel, and I am responsible for how I allow others to make me feel. But let's not act like you didn't do some shit. You know what I'm saying? That impacts others and me, precisely me. Don't do that, because it's feeling a little gaslighty. You know?
They are definitely those are like lightweight H-dubs.
Yeah,
they are havoc wreakers a bit. They're not ready to take accountability.
No, straight H-dubs. Get out of here.
Yeah, straight H-dubs.
Get out of here. How about the apologies? I love the apologies. Like, I'm sorry, I really am sorry, but then it doesn't come with any sort of action after. Like,
that's
you sorry, but then so why are we doing it again?
Why
are we back here?
There's people that have learned that if they just say I'm sorry, that's okay. That's it.
We're good.
That's not the extent of an apology. So to your question of like what entails an apology, it's like an actual genuine apology where there's empathy involved and caring involved. And then it's the changing of the behavior that led to this. Like,
consistent behavior.
Yeah.
Consistent.
You can't say I'm sorry and then come back and do the same thing next week. Like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Stay away from me.
Yeah. Otherwise, we got to reset boundaries and then eventually just move on.
Yeah.
I feel, I'm not still waiting, but have you ever been waiting around for apology that you feel like you deserve?
Maybe.
People around you know you deserve it, but you've never actually gotten the apology.
I think eventually I get the apologies. I think even in situations that other people were clearly in the wrong, they might have not apologized right away, but eventually the apology came. But I don't think anymore at this big age, I wait around for an apology.
Yeah.
I just move on.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, you're that person. Got it. I'll go ahead and go about my way.
Yeah.
I think back in my 20s, I used to look for things like closure and like, you owe me an apology. Like, you did me dirty. But see,
it's a little blowing my mind a little bit. I'm a little blown a little bit.
Being blown for sure. Being blown and grieving.
Yeah.
Like, damn, they really not the person I thought they were. That's real.
Yeah.
But am I going to fret over it and be like, no, because I can't control whether or not somebody going to apologize
100%,
to me.
100%.
So, like, I'm not going to sit there and wait for it.
Yeah, 100%. And then also, apologies, even if they're apologies you deserve, I agree with you. Because I also feel like right now, there's a family member that damn sure owes me an apology. For damn sure.
That's tricky with family.
Owes me an apology.
Because you still got to I guess you don't have to. You can part ways from family members. I think it's harder because, your family. Yeah. But that's tricky.
It is, because at this time, after all this time, that even if you were to give me the apology that I clearly deserve, it wouldn't be enough. It really wouldn't.
Because it's
too much time has passed.
That's a real thing.
There's been too much time now that has passed. That apology, and it very well may be genuine, for sure. And I can forgive, for sure. It very well may be genuine, but too much time has now passed that it's like I can't even, what am I going to do with it?
I think if it came with a preface like that, like I know a lot of time has passed, if they're able to acknowledge,
they would have to recognize it.
They would have to recognize that so much time has passed and you probably were owed this much sooner. My bad. But if it was phrased like that, then I think I could take it.
But here's the thing. I think that's more for them than it is for me, though, because the amount of time that has now passed, and it depends on each situation, but for this particular situation, the amount of time that has now passed, like those wounds have scabbed over, they have healed, the cocoa butter has been put on, and they damn sure you almost can't even see you almost can't even see that there was a scar there. You know what I'm saying? Like much time. So it's almost like, when you apologize, it's like, it's great, but is it more for you at this point than it is for me? Because
or it's maybe I feel like not everybody does the work and they don't have these realizations that they owe some people some apologies until way late in life.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of times men that as they get older, they realize they did a lot of damage.
Let me go back and say something. Let me try to go back and fix before I get to them.
We get to this old age where I'm a lonely old man sitting in my house. Because they say men get real lonely later in life because they don't know how to be emotionally mature and vulnerable people. And so they don't realize until they get closer to them pearly gates that maybe they should have repaired some shit and allowed themselves to be vulnerable and really tapped into their emotions. So the men that I do see doing it at our age and like younger, I'm so proud of them because it's like, it's not hard. I think society kind of pushes them away from being that.
Yeah, and they haven't been taught how to do it.
They haven't been taught how to
do it. But meanwhile,
anyway.
They're sitting there thinking about it, but the rest of us have moved on without the accountability.
We have evolved.
We've moved forward without you taking accountability. So it's like,
yikes.
What am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
So,
I think I have realized that time does matter in apologies. Like I think the quicker you realize, it just shows that you're MVP. The quicker that you're able to realize that you fucked up and did something that probably was a little out of pocket, or you realize your impact on that person, or it's like, I don't want too much time to go by before I say this to you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to swallow my pride. I'm going to, whether you talking to me right now or not, I'm going to go ahead and leave this voice memo and just let you know that I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And like, I really mean that. And I value you. And I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. And I don't want too much time to pass before I do that.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough. Apologies are tough.
They are tough.
Because I think also, too, we sometimes get in our head. I think sometimes what stops some of us from apologizing when you should, is sometimes we get in our head of how it's going to be received.
Right.
Versus just
what's the outcome of the apology?
Exactly. How is it going to be received? Are they going to take it? Are they going to embrace it? Are they And it's like, that's not even important.
It shouldn't be. Yeah.
It's not important. Yeah. None of it. Actually, that's none of your business.
It ain't none of your business. That's not what you're doing it for.
That's not anything what you're doing it for.
What you're doing it for.
Just apologize. But we get in our heads, and then it stops us from making the phone call or leaving the voice memo or writing the letter or doing the thing.
Absolutely.
Do you think apologies are different for friends than they are for romantic lovers?
I think
than they are for family?
I think so. I think there's slight differences. I would definitely say your romantic partner, because it's somebody you kind of do life with, and I think apologies happen a lot more often. Like,
yeah, I think I think romantic relationships, crazy enough. I think you've had longer relationships with your friends and your family, but I think romantic relationships have higher stakes.
Hell yeah!
Like, I'm sleeping with you.
I'm sleeping with you.
I gotta see you every day. Me not apologizing means there's gonna be strife in my home every day.
Exactly.
I don't maybe have to run into my family members every day or my friends every day. So
different.
It's higher stakes.
It's
a lot of emotions involved.
Way higher stakes.
100%.
Yeah. So I think your romantic partner, you get a lot of practice in apologizing.
Yeah.
Because I think
but that's where that behavior comes into play too. Because let's not just say sorry over and over, because you're gonna see me later tonight when you get home, and nothing changes.
But so if we're working on something in particular, and I've apologized for that thing, but I just mean in general, there are conversations more often where somebody feels some type of way, or it's like, babe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's those kinds of little apologies that you do way more often and get more practice in of, like, because you live day to day with each other.
And you know there are mannerisms, you see them. It's almost like you can brace yourself for, like, I might have to apologize for this later, but I just got to say it. Or I might have to, I'm going to do it anyway. Correct. Or, like, And
with your friends and your homies, you usually only see each other to have a good time or you're sitting and you're talking and I think it's I don't know if we're as sensitive in those relationships.
I don't think we are. I think there's a lot more leeway given in friendships sometimes, which saying it out loud, you live with someone day to day, you would think there would be a lot more leeway there. But I think there's a lot more leeway given in friendships because we aren't as sensitive in those relationships.
Right.
We do know to let it roll off our shoulders. Yeah, because it's like, come on, like, we know.
I ain't mean it like that, girl.
You know we joking. Stop it. Why are you being so sensitive?
But now, if they really come to you and be like, no, for real, that I didn't like how that made me feel. That's a real conversation.
Relationships for granted as well.
We do take them for granted, and I think oftentimes we can't overlook that because it's really important when somebody really says some real shit to you, because those friendships are really foundational to, like, at least for me, like, my friendships are very foundational to my life. And so it's like, whenever there's strife in my friendships, it actually is like, it gives me, it's like, oh no, we gotta fix this. We gotta fix it.
Yeah, fix it right away.
Like, so, and then family,
I think family is I would say family, for me, personally speaking, there are family members right now
that owe you apologies.
Not even, there's one in particular, but there's family members right now that owe each other some apologies right now. But they're going to get together tomorrow or next week or next month.
And act like nothing happened.
Everybody acting like nothing ever happened. Everybody acting like nothing ever happened until
behavior.
Exactly, but until something pops off again, and then those feelings come up again, and that resentment comes up again, and he's always acting like this, or she's always doing this, and y'all don't ever talk about it, and nobody ever apologizes for the behavior, and we go back to doing the same old thing. And I think it's because we do take also those relationships for granted.
For sure.
Their blood. Where they going, right? And so we apologize through food or cookouts or getting together again or spades night or game night.
And nothing's ever said.
We just kind of keep going and continuing. And generational, I think there's generational apologies.
Generational dysfunction that never got the apology. I'm a little disconnected from family because I don't have a big family. So, like, family dynamics ain't my strong suit. But I will say within my friendships and family within my friendships, I think I see it play out, and I see where people get under each other's skin, and people don't say stuff that they want to say. Like, during the holidays, there's some drama that goes down, and
all the time. How many times have you heard people say, "Oh, I'm about to go home. It's about to be some."
Right.
There's also this this fine line between total acceptance, where it's like, Uncle so-and-so is just, so-and-so. There's total acceptance, and then there's like come on now, you're saying some hurtful things, or you're saying some things you should apologize, or that's actually not okay to just call so-and-so that all the time. Like, there's also some things where you need to apologize.
Call
that's
out
not okay.
Because, it ain't just direct.
No.
It's actually hurtful and harmful, and you can't talk to people like that. Yes.
You owe him an apology, okay?
Period. All right. Topic of the week. That was a good one. All right. Now it is time for questions. So the question was, what do you guys do for self-care?
I like that one. A couple of things, actually. I have said before, I think self-care is a form of mental health. So my self-care, I think, is kind of easy. It's not some big to-do. I relax at home. I love spending alone time at times. I think that's needed. I light my incense. I stay with
all the incense. She got them all.
The incense.
All
the incense. They are in my...
Looks like a swap meet
plants,
incense stand.
It sure does. Incense, cones, incense holders... candles. I give people candles as gifts. You come over to my house, you can leave with a candle, all the things, okay? I burn incense. I have my aromatherapy on. I usually turn off a light or two, and that's kind of like my chill zone. I journal and I chill and I vibe out. That's my form of self-care. I think getting my nails done and massages and all that is cool, but for me, that's kind of like my ultimate like wind down time for me.
Yeah, I think for me, massages and petties and manis, that's all like part of like maintenance for me. Facials, like those are things that like walks.
Yeah.
My walk is so important to me. And I read something recently that they said it was something about the I'm going to fuck this up a little bit, but the bilateral movement of your eyes when you're walking, going from side to side, we just do that normally when we walk. So we engage both sides of the brain, which helps us kind of process things using logic and using the emotions. So it's when our brains kind of work together to kind of process things. And that's exactly what it feels like every time I go on a walk. When I feel overwhelmed or I feel like a little anxiety or anything like that, it's like when especially walking in the sunshine, because then you get your vitamin D and you get in the walk.
A twofer.
Yeah.
You get a twofer.
A twofer. And don't let me have my journal and my tea in my hand too, because now we're getting a fourfer. Now we really in here. And then I go sit on my little bench that's in my neighborhood and I journal and I process shit, honestly. And it just makes me feel better, like truly. It has been another form of therapy for me. Like my walk started as my dog, Jordy. I had to put him down last year. Damn, it was last year already. That's crazy. But Jordan. I had to put him down. He was 14 and we went on walks all the time. So I had to walk him 3 times a day at minimum. And so it got really, I didn't know what to do when I had to put him down and not walk. And so I started taking the walks in honor of him. And then it became like this beautiful gift to me from him that I still go on these walks. Every day that I'm off, I take a walk. And so that's really was to honor Jordy. And but it's been such a gift to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dope. I've been on a call with you like a couple of times every so often when you've been on these walks because I don't like to interrupt, obviously, but it's so fun to hear you kind of like hi to this dog's name and hi to this dog. You like know all the damn dogs in the neighborhood. I'm like, damn, Shiloh. Hi to so-and-so and hey, Crumbles and so. I'm like, what? Sit your ass down.
You're right. I don't even know their owners' names, but I know their names. What up, Bluebell? What up? But nah, for sure. That was because of Jordy, for sure.
Love that.
Yeah, so that's a big way I take care of myself.
Yeah, good question. I think we all got to take time out. So I'm trying to find some new self-care things. I want to take up a hobby this year. I want to learn to play the guitar.
Oh, that's dope. I've been wanting to play the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple things I want to do.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for like an electric guitar. I want to play the instrument in a band that all the girls gravitate towards? Who gets the most panties?
I think it's the bass player, dog. That's what I'm trying to
make
do.
it the
Trying
to strum something. So,
hey, we trying to strum something. Okay, she said what she said. Okay.
Nah, but that's something. I think new hobbies and all that, I think also too can just be a way to kind of just center you. So
cool.
Great question.
Thank you for the question.
Before we get to Fuck, Marry, Friend Zone, if you like this podcast, share it with somebody you love. Share it with somebody that you need to apologize to. Like us, rate us, leave us a glowing review, subscribe to the podcast, hit us up on our Instagram at MVP Podcast. You can follow us there. You can also follow us on YouTube, and you can send us an email with your questions, comments, concerns, gripes, issues, complaints, all of that to mvppodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, y'all. It's time for Fuck, Marry, Friend Zone.
All right.
Who we done picked out the hat? Chelsea picked these names out the hat today, so.
All right, we got some names. Oh, you up first then, I guess. All right, we've got Raven Simone.
Okay. That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. That used to be my shit.
The brat-a-tat-tat on our ass. We got the brat.
Okay, all right, the brat.
And we've got Samira Wiley.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Is that how you say her name? Her name is Samira Wiley.
Yeah.
Brat-a-tat-tat.
I met her through a friend at a little event. She's cool.
Okay.
She's real cool.
So, who are you fucking marrying? And since we're not killing anybody anymore, because I think that is so good, because we don't want to do that. We're friend zoning people. Who you friend zoning? What you doing?
Whew. All right. We said throw some more mass people. I tell you, ain't none of these people my type. So
listen, get into it.
It's cool.
They're all beautiful women.
They are beautiful women. Okay. This is tricky. You got yours?
Y'all should see her right now. She sat up in her chair straight. She got real serious. She's like, hold on.
Okay, all right.
She is uncomfortable.
I am uncomfortable. Okay, all right. Let's see. You sure you don't want to go first?
I pulled them.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm fucking Raven Simone. I feel like Raven is a lesbian. You know, I think she down for a good time. A good time. So I think we can have some fun in the bedroom.
Okay. It's gonna be something. Y'all gonna have something. Y'all definitely gonna have something.
I think I'm the top in that situation, by the way. I know she running around here like a top, but she definitely getting top that night.
Y'all gonna have a power struggle. It's gonna be a power struggle.
Getting top, baby. That's that or that.
That's gonna be a struggle. I don't even know if y'all gonna get around into fucking, because it might just be like thudding all around by people struggling.
Yo, I'm fucking dead. Yo, low key, I'm marrying Debrat. I think Debrat would be cool. She would be. I know she already married and she done had a baby and all of that, but you know, I think Debrat would be fun to like live life with. I feel like I would vibe with her. We probably would just end up being companions.
Have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we would. We would be companions and we would like bring thirds in and shit. I could see that. I feel like she would be cool with that. I feel like the brat would be cool with that.
I can see that for
she
y'all.
got big booty Judy. You know, she got Judy. She already got low key.
I can see that.
So I think that would be a fun marriage.
Like, you guys would have like an arrangement.
Yeah, we would have bi-coastal. She'd be in Atlanta, I'd be in LA. We link up when we need to link up, like Cheryl Lee Ralph. You know, she said her husband over there and I'm over here. He got his bed, I got my bed. That would be me and the brat's marriage. And then Samira Wiley, because I met Samira and I think she's cool as hell and I think she would be a good friend. So I'm a friend zone Samira.
Okay, so you guys are just gonna hang out.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out.
Okay, look at other chicks.
Exactly.
All right, I like it.
Should be a good wingman.
All right, I can see that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see y'all in a place and pulling chicks.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to. That's right.
I'm curious. Let's see. I'm curious.
I'm still stuck on you and Raven Simone. I am stuck.
You want to watch?
No. Do not. I don't even want to be under the same roof.
Yo, you stupid.
we used to be roommates across the hall. I would have to be out the house for that one. Just get me all the way out the house.
You know, sometimes we met in the hallway during.
I'd be like, who you got up in there? Who you got up in there?
Who you got up in there?
All right. For time's sake. Okay. Fuck, marry, friend zone. I am friend zoning Raven Simone. I just can't see it. Because every time I think every time, even still now, I can't see her outside of little Olivia.
What?
I just can't.
Girl,
I just can't see me.
You can't see her outside of Olivia.
I just can't.
That's
I just
funny.
can't. I just can't see it. Every time I look at her, I just see little Olivia. She's so cute. Okay, so now 2 left. Fuck, marry. I am. I'm fucking a brat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think me and the brat, we're going to do some things.
Okay.
I think we're going to have a good time. I've always thought the brat was cute, though. I've always had a little thing for the brat.
I mean, the brat always been cute.
I've always been attracted to the brat. So the brat,
I see that.
I'm fucking.
Okay. That only leaves one option, girl.
Samira, I'm marrying her, but I think it's gonna be like married at first sight. Like, I don't know, I'm marrying her till I get to the like podium, and I'm like, oh, this could work. This could work.
Low key.
Yeah, I'm like, this could work.
Actually, because I met her, I feel like that actually
could be a work, right?
We would your type.
We would get through the experiment.
That's why I think me and her could be cool, because she is not my type whatsoever. So I think that tracks.
If it happens, just wingman her to
over
me,
to you,
and then
she'll
make that,
wingman
we'll
somebody over to me.
We'll figure that out. So it tracks. Okay, good.
All right, y'all.
That was fun.
Thank
y'all for joining us. We'll see y'all next week.
Keep your heart soft, your vibes high.